welcome to what has been advertised as the final trial. So, here we go. Hey, when action happens. Alright, let's... I don't think we haven't gotten any new skills since last time, so there's no real reason to be in this menu. But I like being in this menu. It's out of habit. Okay. Let's take a look at the handbook. Alright, so this is an interesting trial. Firstly, we only have 17 pieces of evidence. That's actually not that much. We need to figure out who killed Mukuro, and apparently also all of the secrets of the school. So, that's a bit of a high bar. So, Monokuma file is exactly the same as last time. So, nothing really worth looking into there. This is just our checklist of all the rooms to look. So, again, that's completely irrelevant. Okay, so this Monokuma room in the data center opened to reveal a small room used to command Monokuma. This is where the mastermind had been issuing commands to the Ursine robot. Out of curiosity, because there's a hash that leads there, what room was directly beneath this? I can't check the map here. Okay, that's something to look into at the trial. What room is directly underneath that room? That could tell us something. Oh, never mind, hold on. I can't look at the map right now. Why not? Why not? Okay. Anyways, at the very least, this means it could very well be the case that one of the living people is the Ultimate Despair. But there must then be another person who is also the Ultimate Despair. Because if Monokuma can only be controlled from this room, then that stands to reason the person must be in this room whenever we're, like in a trial, for example, where all of the living people are present. So, which means second Monokuma, or second Ultimate Despair, there's only 3 people it conceivably could be, right? It would have to be, well, I was gonna... Basically, I'm thinking at bare minimum, it would have to be someone who wasn't present by the time we got to the first class trial, which would be Mukuro, Sayaka, or Junko. Those are the only people who were not present in the first class trial. So if we're operating on the assumption that the person who's controlling Monokuma has to be one of the 16 students, at bare minimum, one of those 3 has to be one of the people who is part of the Ultimate Despair. That has to be the case. There's no other way it isn't that unless the person is not one of the 16 students. Or if Monokuma has some sort of like remote control function, but every evidence we've seen up to this point says that that's not the case. Such as the fact that he locked the door, right? If Monokuma had a way to be controlled without locking that, why do you lock that? It just makes things more suspicious. Unless you're specifically locking the area to make us think that that's it, to then throw us off. Which isn't impossible, but I'm not sure they go that far. Alright, the tarp came from the biolab, meaning that whoever was doing that had access to the biolab at the time. Interesting, I guess. It implied something, I don't know what though. So this is Mukuro. She didn't have a single scar or wound when she came to Hope's Peak, meaning any wounds she got were not old battlefield wounds. That's important, actually. 5'7", 97 pounds, 31, 22, 32. Corpse matches these characteristics. I would have loved to see the other people's files, to see if anyone else matches those characteristics. But oh well. The Ultimate Despair doesn't refer to a single individual, but a group of like-minded people. 1 year ago, that group brought about the single worst event in human history. They are motivated only by despair, making them some of the most despicable people to ever live. There was a brightly colored box sitting in the headmaster's room. His bones are in there. So he was killed before all this even started. Presumably, unless they're fake bones, which I don't think would be the case. We literally saw this guy die in the opening cutscene, so probably just that. So Kyoko, I don't know how this is relevant to this case, but Kyoko has a dad who loves her very much. It implies, I guess at the very least, it implies the headmaster was not directly involved with creating the death game, because we know he was involved with enrolling her in the school, and even involved, thanks to that disc, the DVD, with enrolling her, with making her part of this whole like isolation from the rest of the world thing. He wouldn't have done that to his daughter, which he loves, if he knew it would end up being this ridiculous, torturous death game. So I think that's what this proves, basically. An emergency handbook was found in the headmaster's room, so you could just, go anywhere you want with that. Don't think it proves much. The notebook was found in the locker, so this is evidence that Yasuhiro actually went to school here for a bit properly. This is basically the same thing. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There's a second despair. Interesting. Biolab has a morgue. Corpse hasn't been installed. The number of blue lights is 9. There should be 10, so someone who we thought was dead is actually alive. Yeah. The photo, my bet right now is Mukuro is still alive. It would make the most narrative sense too, to actually have her, be a character at some point in this, and not just be like a whisper into shadow and then a corpse. Photo depicts all the Hope Speak students wearing matching uniforms. Worth noting is that Mukuro is pictured while Makoto is not. Could that mean all the others are working together somehow? I don't know. This implies something. We're going to get the implication of this pretty early into the trial, because this is likely why everyone hates me all of a sudden. They realize I'm not part of their country club. It seems that while Soko and Genocide Jack share certain fundamental knowledge, their individual memories are separate. Meaning, one of the two, I'm fairly certain, probably didn't get affected by the same amnesia the rest of us have been affected by, so we're going to need to mine them for info. Kyoko attests that both the stab wound and the blow to the head were inflicted after death, meaning it was the multiple things, which is what makes me lean towards that might actually have been Junko's corpse. Because the description of the way the corpse, of the other injuries on the corpse, matches the way Junko died, I think, better than anyone else. The DVD Kyoko found contained interviews between the headmaster and all the Hope's Peak students. Makoto, however, had no memory of such an interview. Thanks to Monokuma's interference, Makoto wasn't able to watch the DVD all the way through. Okay, well then. I don't have a complete picture in my head, but I think, in general, we all, no, it must have been we all, because I was in the DVD. Okay, so we all attended Hope's Peak. Normally. At some point into our terms, something along the lines of like a World War III breaks out. For the safety of the students, we get isolated in like a bunker or something to ride out the calamity until the world is safe. Then, because there is one or possibly two, probably two students on the inside who are working for the despair thing, the ultimate despair group, which likely were even responsible for the breakout of basically World War III. They're on the inside. They sabotage this whole thing, built the Monokumas, which is where you get suspicious of Chihiro, potentially. Because who else would have had the know-how to do that? But, anyways, build the Monokumas, and kill the principal, wipe the rest of our memories, set up this whole death game, and broadcast it to the world. Perhaps there had been propaganda spread of like, things are rough, but don't worry, our nation's best and brightest are safe, they're pulling through, and we'll all make it through just like they will. And then boom, broadcast to the whole world. Actually, no, they're stuck in this terrible death game. They are literally killing each other, lose all hope, and And then hopefully then Japan gets annexed by, I don't know, Russia or something. China, more likely, I suppose. And yeah, that's basically it. At some point, things get spicy. We know you don't break the rules, right? They didn't want to directly kill Kyoko, so instead they kill the corpse, which we assumed was the soldier girl. It's not the soldier girl, though. It's actually Junko's corpse, which was just used to make a crime scene. Soldier girl is still out there somewhere, controlling Monokuma right now. And that's how it all went down. There we go. We solved it. We solved it. Here we go. Here I come, Monokuma. Watch out. Now, it's plausible it could be the other way around. It could be Soldier Girl is actually dead, and someone else we thought was dead is not. That's another possibility.
Special rule.
What?
So listen up. If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win.
Okay.
But if you can't, then I win.
Okay.
And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment!
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
Huh.
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Hold on, there's a couple things I want to check real quick. Do we have access to the map yet? Can I not? Did I do something wrong? Like, there we go. I'm gonna look at the rules real quick, because I think the particulars of the rules are important in this case. Students may reside only within the school. Leaving campus is unacceptable use of time. So whoever it is must be in the school, because we've established they're following the rules too, in theory. Night time is from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Some areas are off limits at night, so please exercise caution. Sleeping anywhere other than the dormitory will be seen as sleeping in class and punished accordingly. That's an odd one. In theory, they could have been sleeping on the second floor of the dormitory. Would be tough, though. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope Peak Academy at your discretion. Violence against Headmaster Monokuma is strictly prohibited, and as is destruction of surveillance cameras. Anyone who kills a fellow student becomes blackened and will graduate unless they are discovered. Once a murder takes place, a class trial will begin shortly thereafter. Participation is mandatory for all surviving students. Okay, I guess that's how... Okay, Mukuro must then have been controlling Monokuma during all of the class trials. Because if Mukuro was alive, or whoever was alive, I guess, would have been controlling Monokuma. I guess that could count as participation. Participating as the judge. Guilty party is exposed, they alone will be executed. Guilty party was not exposed, they alone will graduate, and all remaining students will be executed. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Guilty party may only kill a maximum of 2 people during any single killing game. Attempting to break into a locked room is prohibited. Okay.
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Okay.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person?
Ooh. No, that's important.
Hmm?
Don't bother. I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me!
Oh, did we all receive a different letter, each with a different person missing? Is that what happened?
I'm right, aren't I? I knew it! You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Hey, you stole my line.
Okay, okay.
You're all out to get me. I'm sure.
That's exactly what happened here.
I have evidence of my own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
Look, here, group photo. I have it too.
No, it's wrong. It's not just you three. I have evidence too.
What? You too?
The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, but mine's different.
Is it really just as simple as different people were like taking it?
With the picture you have, I'm in it.
I'd love to see the other people's pictures.
But that can't be right. Because in my picture... See? I'm the only one not in it.
They're all just random different photos or different people happen to not be. Love it. Or the person taking it, I guess, was the one who wasn't in it. Because, I mean, yeah, look at track and field. Maybe she would be taking it there. How's Sakura losing the race, by the way? Or is she lapping everyone? That's probably more likely. I figured as much. In which case...
Hero, you have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
Ooh, donuts. Good to see, Interesting. Why? That's weird. Can I go back and see Hina's picture again? I'm sure it'll be updated in truth
So the
books.
secret in these pictures has been revealed.
There's something odd about the pictures.
Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together. That's why I'm the only one missing.
Oh, what's this? Gonta Goku Harassug? I probably completely butchered that. Thanks for the follow. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're playing Danganronpa on, I think, the last case, probably. At least it's framed that way in game. Who knows? There could be more after this. They do love their fake outs in this game. But yeah, what a time to join.
But you're in my picture.
Oh yeah, Sakura Defta could run so fast. I saw recently a clip. It was at an ice skating contest where basically what one person did is they went so fast in the beginning, like sprinted at the beginning to lap all the way around and ended up in the back of everyone else. And then they were able to then, at that point, just kind of coast and like not drift. What's slipstream off the other people while technically being in first place. It was kind of ridiculous.
You're the ones trying to trick me.
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us. Huh? I laid a trap?
A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
The proof I need to reveal Monokuma's trap. Each photo has a certain something in common. There's a connection regarding what person isn't shown in the group photos. And that person is... the one who got the photos.
I got it! In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who received it. So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing.
Okay, here's a question I have real quick. Maybe I'm being super paranoid for noticing it. Why is Junko in all of these obscured somehow? She's either looking away from the camera, or in my picture, the guy's arm, Taka's arm, is in front of her head. Now, granted, it could just be a coincidence. It's kind of weird, though, because that applies to literally no one else. And nothing in this game is a coincidence. See, again,
And in the
her,
picture Hero got, he's the only
she's
one
facing away. She's the only one facing away in all of the pictures. She's the only one obscured in every single picture. Why? Presume there was a lot of pictures he could have chosen from, maybe. It could tie into the theory that Junko's a corpse. You don't want us to, like, remember what she looks like in case we could identify her as the corpse. Possibly. Or again, it could be a coincidence, but it's a weird one. It's a weird one for sure.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well.
Again, she's getting splashed in the face. There is something going on here.
Each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included.
I'm not sure. And the only thing that makes sense to me right now, the reason you do this, you get a bunch of pictures that Junko is obscured in, is because Junko is the corpse. Her face comes with royalties. Whatever that could be.
And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
But you know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. There's something else that bothers me about everyone's pictures. What is it? What's digging at me?
Listen, can I see everyone's group photo one more time?
Mm-hmm.
It's not directly connected to what we're talking about,
Yeah.
but I'd like to
Junko's obscured in every photo because she's the corpse and Monokuma did not want to remind us what she looked like in case we examined the corpse more closely. Obviously.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I'm sure there's something unusual about these group photos. What is it? I need to compare each of them one more time. Byaku's picture. Oh my goodness, I just noticed what Sakura's doing. That's crazy. Hifumi's literally like dying. Also, Celeste is always in the same pose in every picture, notably. Which is weird. Celeste, yeah, hold on. Is Celeste photoshopped in? Is that another thing? Hold on. Yeah, Celeste is never in uniform. She's always in the same pose in the background, so she's not all that noticeable. Yeah, that's... Huh, that's weird, too. Now, granted, it could just be, oh, I don't want to get my outfit bit dirty, but... I don't know, There's something strange about all of them, something I can't quite pin down. Something. Group photos been updated. Now, the question is, am I supposed to notice the Junko thing or the Celeste thing?
Can you just forget about the photo already? Ugh. Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo? I'm still pissed about that.
And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake? No, I assure you, they're quite real.
What are you talking about? There's no way.
Yeah! I don't remember ever taking a picture like that.
Who was in the other pictures we found earlier? First one was Leon, Mondo, and Chihiro, right? Second one had some girls in it, right? I want to say Sayaka. And who were the others that were in it? I don't remember. I think that might be relevant, though.
So it's gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
Sayaka, Celeste, and Hifumi. Okay. Interesting.
But you know, can we really be so sure?
Huh?
Don't get me wrong, I don't remember taking this picture either. But is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake?
Well,
What do you mean?
The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. There might be some other reason. Some terrible reason. An unbelievable but entirely horrifying reason. Hangman's Gambit, alright. It's Wordle time. Amnesia. Where's, hey, Em, quick. Hey. Amnesia. It's funny, I think the first one of these was actually the hardest.
Now I understand. Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense. As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
Yeah, we all lost our memories? That's just crazy.
Girl, this whole scenario is crazy. It's only natural that they wouldn't believe it. But no matter how much they refuse, if that's the absolute truth, they have no choice. We can't move forward until they accept it. Is this where the DVD comes in, perhaps? Group photo. Oh my goodness, there's so many. Profile, hidden unit room, Kyoko. I'm assuming the interview
You're
DVD.
saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
So the idea that we all lost our memories.
It's totally stupid, obviously.
Alright, so I think we used interview DVD on Hina's statements. Because she doesn't remember the interview,
You're saying
presumably.
we all
What
got
else do we have here?
spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of
I wish I could just
sci-fi
hold this open without
fantasy?
scrolling.
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
Do you though? Do you?
No, that's wrong. Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
Why would... Get your mind out of the gutter.
No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hopes Peak Academy headmaster.
When you say all of us, you mean...
I mean all of us, including you.
You lied! I never did any kind of interview.
Monica, am I allowed to use the DVD player?
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll
Oh,
see for
we got
yourself.
monitors in the room. Oh, that's useful.
The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here.
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
Okay, Byakuya.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right?
Yes.
What were the interviews about?
Well, it's a bit awkward.
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is that?
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all said we could. Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school.
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
So have to be pretty bad outside, I guess.
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
But Jill does.
The same
I
goes
bet.
for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it at all.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever? That's just insane! How can I believe that?
Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What?
I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed. We only have one path in front of us.
Then, we really...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
Uh-huh.
This is all making my head hurt.
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
That's kind of obvious.
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time.
How could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, will you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
It's interesting having Monokuma be such an active participant in these.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
Oh, if we remembered why we agreed to live here potentially forever, then we never would have been tempted to kill each other in the killing game. Therefore, the memories had to be deleted, as it were, in order for us to succumb to despair. The original motive.
You mean the motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else?
Yes. So until we do that, well, either way, we have to explain every last remaining mystery. So, when who killed Mukuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose. Handbook, control room.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything.
Okay.
That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so
Come
sure?
on, Hina. Really?
Exactly! You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably a million miles away.
He can't. His control room is local, hardwired.
There's there's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time. So there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt.
Are you gonna put some doubt on that, Byakuya?
In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
Well, no. There can't actually be doubt about that.
What? Why?
Actually, literally, there has to be doubt about that, because who's controlling Monokuma if it's one of us? Right? It literally cannot be one of us. At the very least, it can't be just one of us.
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
But how'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
Well, it's not me.
I blame Makoto.
Of course you do.
What? Why me?
Cuz! It's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
You know, that is actually fair.
Oh, I get it. The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
You know, it's not a bad strain of logic. Obviously, I know it's false, but...
Aw, nuts! You got me!
Wait, hey!
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about?
Gotta get it right.
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Indeed, we haven't.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No, that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
Yeah. The cause of death was the other wounds.
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago. So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Nope.
Huh? How do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know. You're wrong. She denied me before I could even say anything.
Not something to be proud of.
Come on. I mean, you think I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
If you're so sure we're gonna deny you, why bother saying it in the first place? No. Great emote usage. Wonderful. Love it. Okay, this is going to be...
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier.
the profile, yeah.
She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
No, not quite.
No, that's wrong.
Cut her off again. And listen to half of that.
No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
Exactly.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing.
Can we get Jill?
Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school. In which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
Exactly. Death by 1,000 cuts. Mukuro's fatal injury has been added to the truth bolt section of your handbook.
But if that's what killed her...
Hold on. That's what Mukuro looks like. Interesting. I don't know. Because we know, hold on, we know that Mukuro. We know it's Mukuro's body, right? We know this. Because the measurements match. And there's the tattoo. The wounds match the way Junko died. I don't know. We don't see Junko's face in the pictures. So is it conceivable that Mukuro was actually disguised as Junko? Meaning Junko would still be alive somewhere. And that doesn't make much sense, but... there's a reason we don't see Junko's face in any of the pictures. There's a reason for that. And that's how you square the circle of... That's a way to square the circle of it has to be Mukuro's body, but it's old and stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's probably not the case, but maybe.
Then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
Another reason why, potentially, I mean, Junko would be probably made up a lot, because what even was Junko, actually? Like, I can't even remember. I think she was like a model or something. Right. 5'7", 97 pounds. 31 centimeter chest. Fashionista, so yeah. Actually, hold on. We have measurements on these people. Hold on. 4'10", 5'3". 6 foot. How tall was Mukuro is 5'7", 97 pounds, 31, 22, 32. 5'7", 97 pounds, 31-inch chest. Which means, okay, it means one of two things. Either Junko could have been a corpse that could have been passed off as the soldier, or it alternatively means we never knew Junko, we just knew the soldier, potentially. And that's why Junko's face is always obscured in these pictures, because the soldier Junko didn't want to. If Junko is the mastermind in this scenario, she never actually revealed herself to us. And she wouldn't want her face to contradict the face we knew her to have had. Interesting. Interesting idea.
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant.
Mm-hmm.
If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her.
Well, it must have been the mastermind then.
So who was it that attacked you?
The end of the one who attacked me. I can't think of anyone else. It must have been the mastermind.
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me.
Right, yeah, but why would that even have been the case? Right, you got the jacket and stuff already on where it would have had to have a switcheroo.
But I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in.
Okay.
Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption.
Well, I mean, I know.
You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask.
Yeah, I suppose.
The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think. Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
There's no way. Nah, there's no way Mukuro is the one that attacked me. Even if I didn't see their face. If you compare what we know about Mukuro to the masked attacker, it should be obvious. Yeah, there's no way, because what, Kyoko or someone fought her off? There's no way that if it was Mukuro, that couldn't have happened. Ultimate Soldier. She would have won that fight easily.